You are welcome to today's program on Wellness Wednesday. God bless you very much for always tuning in. And today is another day. You are welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. This is another Wednesday where we sit here to talk and discuss about healthy eating and lifestyles and changes for a vibrant life. This afternoon, we are here again, and the goal of this program is to educate, teach, and inspire healthy eating and lifestyle changes. You are most welcome. Thank you all for my viewers who comes on every now and then. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your words of encouragement. As we hear these encouragements from you, we are always pushed to do more. So thank you very much. Thank you for watching. And today is another day the Lord has given to us. We are so glad, we are grateful, we are still alive. If life is still in us and we are still kicking, it is just by God's grace. So thank you one more time for coming and tuning in. Sit down and enjoy. Also want to invite someone to be part of this program, or you can share the link. Today we are just on YouTube. We don't have the Facebook yet. But next week we'll be coming on Facebook again. But today's YouTube. So I want you to enjoy this program. And as always, remember, Wellness Wednesday says your greatest wealth on this earth, one of them is your health. So why don't you take good care of your health? It's very important. This is the natural resource that God has given you. It's not only just a resource, but it's also a tool that God can use for his own glory. His spirit lives in you, he dwells in you, and so you are special in the sight of God. That's why the Bible says we are fearfully and wonderfully made. We are not just small people, we are not just anything, but we are gracious people. We carry the glory, the image of God. We are beautiful, we are special, we are God's handiworks made for us to glorify his name. So today, let's move on to the topic for today. Today we are looking at stewarding your plate, the wisdom of less protein. Stewarding your plate, the wisdom of less protein. You see, the Bible says something in Proverbs chapter 1 verse 7. That's the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And when you go to Proverbs 2:6, it says true wisdom comes from God. So we need wisdom in every area of our lives, not only in eating, but even to serve the Lord, to live on this earth, to go for a job, to study. We need wisdom. And good wisdom, divine wisdom comes from God. It is not from human pursuit, but when you need real, true, good wisdom, contact the architect of wisdom, the one who gives wisdom. He's the giver of wisdom. And he says we should ask, he will give it to us. So in this afternoon's program, we are looking at the wisdom of less protein. You see, protein, as we all know, is part of the nutrients that is good for the body when it comes to growing the body. See, protein is an essential part of building lean muscles and adding recovery after a workout. But how much protein should you have each day? How can this help you reach your well-being goal? Protein is a nutrient that the body needs so much. You cannot underestimate the intake of protein. When it comes to our diet, we need protein. Children need protein. So long as you're a human being on this earth, you need protein. Because protein helps to maintain the body's wellness, the weight, your metabolism, everything. The body depends on protein. And so protein is good. Therefore, we need to eat protein. But the question this afternoon is, how much do we need? We know there is a saying that too much of everything is bad. So as we consume protein, let us be careful, let us be aware not to overeat or undereat. Protein is good, it is delicious, but if you are not careful, you will end up overeating and it could become a problem, a big problem. So this afternoon, that's why we are looking at this topic, stewarding your plate. To be a steward of something means you have been, it has been entrusted into your care to take good care of it, proper care of what has been given you. So whenever you are eating your plate, you have to take good care of the plate, the food that is set before you. And know how much protein you need to enjoy. When you look at the food pyramid, you need protein, but you don't need it too much. So when you take a plate, half of the plate should be veggies and fruits. And then the other half, you divide it into two again, and the quarter should be protein, and the other one should be your carbs. We need protein, but not in excess. So how would you know that you are eating less or you are eating more? So let's go on and look at the value of protein in our diets. We need it every day, especially as we are aging and as our children are also growing. We need protein every day. Protein works wonders and miracles in the body. If you want to lose weight, you get it through eating protein. If you want to gain, it is also through protein. So protein is vital in supporting our immune system. When we look at what are some of the qualities or the role or benefits of eating protein, it's vital in supporting our immune system. We need it for the immune system. It's also stabilizing our blood sugar. It's good for stabilizing our blood sugar. It's also strengthening our hair. When you take the right amount of protein, it helps to strengthen your hair, your skin, your nails. It also helps in balancing our hormones. We need balance of hormones, and then keeping us full so that we don't overeat. The problem of today's world is, if you are not careful, you find yourself eating and eating and eating, and sometimes you eat, you don't even get full because the food you are eating, you are not getting the right amount of nutrients. So protein is one of the nutrients that helps the food to be balanced or help us to eat and feel full for a long time without overeating. And also, the last but not the least, it helps in boosting our metabolism. You know, when you are growing, when you're a child, sometimes you take things for granted. As we grow, as we age, it becomes very difficult for us to lose weight, especially if you don't work very hard, or if you are that person who always sits to work. It will not help you. So we need a balance of protein in our diet so that we can really metabolize what we eat. And so knowing the different types of proteins is so crucial and so important. We know we have the plant-based protein, where we derive our protein from plants, like the nuts, like the seeds, and what have you. Even some of the fruits have proteins in them. For example, banana, avocado has some protein in them. And we also have animal protein, which is equally very good. But you should know the right source of where you are getting your animal protein. We have a lot of proteins all over, but make sure you are getting the quality one. You are getting the organic. You are getting it from wild cat, not just any protein, animal protein, but you are getting it from the right source. So protein plays a very important role when it comes to maintaining the body's wellness and the overall. It's good for all people, everybody, so long as you're a human being. It's good for women, it's good for men, it's good for children, teenagers, babies, pregnant mothers, or old age. It's good for everybody because it plays a lot of important role in our health. So let's zoom and see how much do we need when it comes to protein. That's why we have to be stewards of our plates. What we put on our plate is very important. How much protein do you need daily? When it comes to daily eating of protein, how much? See, the amount of protein you need to aim for each day varies based on your age, based on your gender and physical activities. I know that men need more protein than women. It's up. I know that as we age also we need protein so that we can build more muscles. And I know that as we are very active, like the athletes, those who play the football, the soccer ball, the baseball, all those people who are always on the field, they need lots and lots of protein because the protein helps to build muscles and to keep them fit and going. So it depends on what you are doing. If you are somebody who is not very active, inactive, who is maybe does not work or is always home or always sitting down, you should also know the amount of protein. And the best way to know this is to, if you are not sure, just consult your doctor or any health dietitian or health practitioner. Or you can also learn it yourself, which I'll show you very soon. So the amount of protein you need depends on what you are doing. Your age also matters. And your gender is also very important. It's not just a matter of protein is good, so just let me eat any protein at all. No, you have to know when, how, the right amount, the quantity, the quality of your protein matters a lot. So let us be very educational when it comes to eating protein and other diets so that we can enjoy good health. According to research, to determine your recommended daily intake of proteins in grams, you can multiply your body weight in pounds by 36, and that helps you know how much you need. What I mean here is, if for example you weigh 150 pounds or 190 pounds and you multiply it by 0.36, so let's assume you weigh 190 times 36.36, it gives you about 68.8. So you need about 68 grams of protein every day. And this amount of protein should be spread out throughout the day. You don't need it at a sitting. You need it throughout the day, from morning to evening or to the night time you sleep. You need about 68 grams of protein. And so what you can do it, you can divide it into little portions. You need about 20 to 30 grams of protein, 30 grams of protein, 30 to 20 grams of protein, maybe for lunch. And for breakfast, you may divide it. You may need about 15 for lunch, for breakfast. And then evening, you can get about 15. And then the afternoon, that's where we tend to eat a lot. You can eat about 15 to 20. Or at best, if you are very active, you need to eat more. But that one, you can consult your doctors. But when it comes to our age and weight, this is the simplest way you can calculate the amount of protein you need for the day. So you don't have to undereat and you don't have to overeat. When you overeat, it has its own implications. And when you undereat protein, it also has its own implication. So we will be learning we have about 3 more weeks to go. So we'll be learning about how to adjust or how to learn all these little steps. You see, these little steps helps a lot. Most of us, we didn't even know what it means to eat a good amount of protein. All we knew was to just grab, eat. And sometimes we find ourselves overeating or eating the bad proteins or even under eating or eating at the wrong time. There are some proteins you cannot eat them in the night or evening. For example, when you take plant protein is healthier, is best, but it has a lot of calories and it does not digest early. That's why it's good to eat your plant proteins like nuts and nuts and seeds in the morning or afternoon. You don't want to eat nuts and seeds in the evening because it takes a long time to digest. However, Animal protein digests quicker than plant protein. Let me repeat myself again. Animal protein digests quicker than plant-based protein, but plant-based protein is healthier than animal protein. So it's good to balance the two. If you can balance the two, that's excellent. Or if you choose to depend on one, that's okay. Because I know a lot of vegetarians, they eat all plant-based. But if you know what type of plant-based, there are different types of plant-based. You can eat mushrooms. It's one of the perfect plant-based animal proteins to enjoy. It has an equally good amount of protein. And there are so many different types of plant protein. So in order to not to overeat, you can just take those little calculations, your weight. If you're 150, 140, 110, just multiply it by 0.36. And what you get is the amount of proteins you need for the day, from morning to evening. So you can spread it out as you go along throughout the day. You don't need to sit down and eat all this one protein at a time, because when you overeat, it doesn't really work well. It's good to take them in little portions throughout the day, and that is what really helps to work better. So that's what we need to learn, and we need to understand. Eating is science, and so sometimes when we don't understand the concept of eating, it causes a whole lot of health issues. Sometimes it's not that you are not eating right, but maybe how you are eating, and maybe you have no knowledge about certain things. And so the very food we eat, which is supposed to become nutrients for the body, tends to become poison. And that's the reason why I wrote the book, When Food Becomes Poison. Knowing how to eat, when to eat, what to eat at the different times of the day is very important. And you have to be intentional. You don't just have to grab anything and eat at any time, but know what you are eating. That's why you have to be stewarding your plate. Check what you put on your plate. Whatever you put on your plate to eat, just be mindful and check what you put on the plate and check what you are eating. Ask yourself, is it good? Is it the right time to eat this food? So when you have this in mind, it always helps you to know what to eat and when to eat. And believe me, you'll be blessed when you understand the concept of eating healthy and not just anyhow or any what. So as we do this, we can also encourage our children so that they also understand the concept of eating healthy. Because eating is not just easy. It's not simple as we think. Just grab. No. Eating has its own principles that you need to follow. And when you follow the principles, you will experience very better health. Because when you study the people who eat in places like the blue zone areas, people who live longer, over 100 years and other things, these are some of the little things they put in place. And so when you talk to them, they tell you they eat little things at different times, especially with my Japanese people who are very known for eating very well healthy. When you go to their country, they eat a lot of things, but everything is in little portions. See, when you see a Japanese eating, he has a plate with almost everything: sweets, fruits, carbs, proteins, veggies, what have you, drinks, what have you. But everything is in little portions. And that is what wisdom, the way they eat, they use a lot of wisdom, which I think it's part of their culture not to overeat. And you don't have to eat to your full. So these are some of the things I have really learned, which is really helping me. And that's why I want to share with my viewers so that we also understand the concept of eating healthy and not just anyhow. And then, so just like I said, with the protein for the day, you need balanced diets, including protein, both either animal or plant-based, or you can mix them together, which is also equally good. So spreading out protein intake throughout the day is very helpful for muscle building. That's why you need to spread out so that you don't eat chunk of protein at one sitting. It's not healthy. It's in building so that the amino acids can compete for absorption. See, the body takes time to absorb. So as we take time to eat, the body also takes time to absorb, and it builds a health builder in the body. Consume multiple sources of protein throughout the day and get the essential amino acid which helps to maintain or build or repair the body muscles. So the different types in the morning for breakfast, know what you are eating. That's why a lot of people eat either oatmeal. Oatmeal is a good source of protein in the morning. It's neither heavy nor light, and especially when you eat in balance with other nuts or fruits. So oatmeal is one of the ways to get your protein in the morning, or avocado on spread on a little piece of bread. You don't need too much carbs. So avocado mashed with other spices spread on is good. Or eggs. People eat eggs in the morning, which is a good source of protein. And others eat yogurt. See, these are all healthy options you can eat for breakfast in the morning. But be careful, you don't want to pile everything on one plate. You are eating eggs, you are eating yogurts, you are eating nuts, you are eating You need to spread them and make sure you are not overeating. In the morning, you can have about 15 grams of protein in whatever you eat. Just learn how to balance the whole thing. And then in the afternoon, also get a good amount of protein. That's where we eat a lot of protein, between 15 to 20, which is good. 20, 30, which is okay for the afternoon. And then the rest of your protein, you can also eat it in the evening. So just make sure you are getting everything in balance. Balance is the key. How to balance your meals, that is the key. So if you are not sure, consult your doctor, your primary care physicians, or dietitian, or any other person who can help you, so that you know how to spread out your protein throughout the day and not just sit down at one sitting and eat everything, which really is not good for the body, especially when it comes to our immune system and also when it comes to digestion. A lot of us are having issues with eating. I was once a victim because we didn't know how and what to eat. So anything at a go, we just grab. Little did I know that it was having a lot of toll on my own health. So understanding all these little principles and concepts in eating is a great way to go and to stay healthy and vibrant. So I always say health is not just about one thing. Health includes so many things which we need to be abreast with. And the more you study, the more you get more knowledge about how to eat food. We also eat to heal the body. We don't eat to destroy the body. Let thy food become medicine when you are eating and not poison to your body. So these little things are very important. And even food synergy. Combination of certain foods are very powerful. Some foods work together powerfully when you put them together. For example, morning, if you want to eat your yogurt, it's always good to eat yogurt with either seeds or nuts, or yogurt and fruits. Sometimes we tend to mix them all up, but that is not the best way. You can eat your nuts, but maybe you can eat them after. Yeah. So it's either you are eating yogurt with seeds, nuts at one sitting, which is okay, and then later you can eat your fruit, or you can pair your yogurt with fruits and then later you can eat your nuts, because certain combinations are not very healthy for the body. So these are things I want to share with my viewers for today. Consume multiple sources of protein throughout the day and get the essential amino acids that can help the body. If you're not sure, just Google, learn, talk to your doctors, and they'll help you. And then the next point I want to share is incorporate variety of protein-rich food to a diet. Like some of the proteins you can incorporate into your diet includes beans. Beans is powerful, and I've learned that if you want your children to grow taller, they need to eat a lot of beans. Beans is healthy, and there are variety of beans: fresh beans, dry beans, navy beans, gambazo beans, we have peas, there are thousands of beans all over. But I want to encourage you, if it's possible, eat fresh ones or cook them at home. It's not very good to eat canned food because I see a lot of canned food, canned beans all over the marketplace. It is not very healthy. So go with what you can cook. Fresh ones, dry ones, soak them overnight and add more enzymes. The reason why we soak our food is to have so that the food can really digest very quickly, and it gives you more enzymes, and it helps the body also, and it helps with your immune system. So it's always healthy if you can soak your beans overnight and cook. That is perfect. But learn the different ways you can cook your food and enjoy them. And then we have peas. Green peas are all over the place, but get the organic because organic is better and it tastes good. We have lentils. Lentils, you can make bread with lentils, make soup with lentils, you can make stew with lentils, you can add lentils to your stir fries with your salad. So lentils, and the good news about lentils, we have all types of colors. We have the white lentils, we have the green lentils, we have the pink lentils, we have the black ones, we have yellow lentils. There are all kinds, so try them. Try them. If some may be good for your body, some may not. So try which one is good for your body. And some right now people use for bread making, which is very excellent source of amino acids for the body. And then dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese, what have you, and make sure you are getting the right types. And then we have eggs are also another good source of protein you can enjoy in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. But preferably, it's good to eat your eggs in the morning or afternoon. Yeah, it's good. And then especially if you want to get more proteins, I think that if you want to eat more eggs, it's better to limit the yolk and maybe increase the egg white, which is also very good. Then lean meat. Make sure the meat you are eating is lean. You don't want too much fat in it. So, and little goes is better, especially when it comes to red meat. You just don't want to overeat at all. Red meat, you need just a small portion. You don't need too much red meat. If or if possibly if you can avoid, that is good. But if not, you don't need to overeat red meat, which is not very good. It's healthy, but not too much. And then get your lean fish, lean chicken too. Chicken is also very good, but get it lean. Make sure the skin is out, and if possible, get the organic. And then also get the seeds and nuts. These are also rich protein foods you can enjoy. Seeds, but if possible, get the fresh ones. Fresh ones are good and better. And then we have soy products like tofu, tempeh. These are all healthy ways to get protein into your diet. And then we have the protein bars and the protein shakes. But once again, be careful which bar. Some of the protein bars do not have any nutrients in them. When you go to the stores, there are thousands of protein bars, but make sure you are getting the healthy ones. Some have too much sugar, and some too, they are too hard. When you eat them, it doesn't digest. And some too have too much ingredients, are being bombarded with a lot of ingredients. So always look at the ingredients. What is it made of? What is put inside? You don't want to choose a chewy bar or a protein bar that has so many ingredients. That's not very good. So go to the health stores and choose the right amount of the good protein bars and protein shake. Be careful out there because some of the protein shakes have a lot of sugar and a lot of salt. So you want to, and protein powders are also good. You also want to look for the quality ones. Let your doctors recommend them, or if you know of any good products, you can also buy them and eat. And then last but not the least, you can also choose other proteins from the sea like lobsters, shrimps. All these are good source of protein, but once again, eat them in moderation. Eat them in moderation. They are good for you, but eat them in moderation. And then I also want to encourage you, learn how to cook your own food. When it comes to healthy eating, the best way to eat is to cook your own food or make your own proteins powder at home or protein bar. Right now, there are so many ways of making them. If you go to the YouTube, if you Google, a lot of people are making their own protein powder with simple ingredients at home like peas. They bake them, they roast them, peas, almonds, tiger nuts, making their own proteins at home because the proteins out there tends to have so much a whole lot of chemicals in the one that sits in the on the counter for too long. So if possible, you can make your own, or if you have the right source of protein powders and protein bars and protein shakes, that is also excellent. So this brings us to the close of today's program. I believe you have learned so much, as I have also learned myself. We are stewarding our plates. We are being mindful of what we put on our plates, especially when it comes to protein. Less is better. The wisdom of eating less protein and not overeating. You don't want to overeat at all because it causes a whole lot of problems when you overeat your proteins. Either plant-based or animal proteins, you don't want to overeat. It's not good for your kidney. The kidney struggles to really digest the food you eat, especially when you eat them in the evening, in the night for dinner. It's not very appropriate. So it behooves on us to learn, to know, to study, to research, and to know how to eat our protein and the quantity and the amount we need for our daily activities and our daily lives. So thank you very much for being on this program for today. And I believe you have learned so much. I've also learned so much. So I wish you good weekend, good weekend. Until I see you again, remember, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It is God who gives us wisdom in all that we do. We need the wisdom in this world, taking care of the family, doing business, living at peace with all people. We need wisdom in doing everything. And let us ask God who gives wisdom. Is anybody looking for wisdom? If you lack wisdom, call upon the God who created the heaven and earth, and he'll give you wisdom. Thank you. God richly bless you. And I'll see you again next week. We'll continue with the series of stewarding our plates, the wisdom of less protein. We'll continue with the series and what I have for you. Until I see you again, God bless you, and you take care, and bye-bye, and eat healthy and eat well, and be mindful of the proteins you put on your plate. Bye-bye.
Great minds, come let us reason together. Great minds, we are open to reality. Oh, we want to know more, we are hungry for more. We are curious, always searching for the truth. minds. Come let us reason.